Hello, Danvers, and everybody that's watching us on YouTube. My name is John Call, and I want to welcome you to another episode of Community Connections, where we talk to nonprofits here in town who are doing wonderful, wonderful things for the community in terms of providing services, resources, or just events. Today, I'm joined by Judy Van Kooyman, who is the founder and president of a new nonprofit, new for us, not new for her. She's been doing it for quite some time now, and it's called Those Who Can for Those in Need. Welcome, Judy. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, John. Yes, that's exactly what it's called. Some people go, now what was it? Because it's such a long name. I just happened to pick it out and stuff. So thanks so much for having me on your show today.
It is a pleasure. Thanks for joining us. So you have been doing this for 15 years, maybe?
The
12?
show, yeah, it'll be 10 years in December. They started my own cable show, Life Issues at Danvers. I'm so grateful that they air it, so thank you. Just an information resource show, and then I piggybacked off of it and started the nonprofit in memory of my husband, who in it's been about 16 years, let's put it that way, that he passed away of cancer, and I just needed to do something because I went through my bumps in my life after he passed away. And I became homeless and no resources for a 50-year-old widow. And so I said, you know what, there must be other people out there too in that category and stuff. So I started the nonprofit and stuff so to help others.
And what a great way to turn a difficult situation for yourself into something that helps so many, I'm sure, because it's not just for you. You were grieving, you were going through a difficult time, as you say, weren't a lot of resources available, but you help a lot of different categories, from the elderly to substance abuse to children, to those who are grieving. So why don't you talk a little bit about each category and the things that might be available for those people?
Sure. Well, we have many resources and organizations that are that we help get the word out for people that need a little extra help. But for homelessness, there's Housing Families based in Malden that do a wonderful job for families and housing and stuff. And then low income, there's CAPIC. They're based in Chelsea, but they help Chelsea, Revere, and Winthrop. But there's other organizations that could also do the same thing. Mental health, which is a hot topic nowadays because there needs to be more help. North Suffolk Community can help, be one of the resources that can help. Recovery, there's my dear friend Nicole O'Brien has Ruth's Way for Women to help sober women get back on their feet and stuff. So that, and there's domestic violence. Harbor Cove in Chelsea is another one for that. And elderly, my all-time favorite. No being prejudiced or anything, but I'm on the board of Mystic Valley Elder Services, and so they do a lot for the elderly. They serve 11 towns and cities in the area and stuff. I don't think Danvers is one of them though, but they do a wonderful job and stuff.
Well, that's kind of the beauty of it. You can. So I know you service Boston North and a lot of the North Shore, but I think that any of those organizations you just mentioned, if you were from Boston or even Gloucester or something, or from Danvers, and they didn't service that particular area, I'm sure they have resources that they could certainly put you in touch with for that particular area that would be of help to you.
Yes, definitely. All the nonprofits help each other, piggyback off of each organization and everything, so everybody helps everybody.
Yeah. So how do you find these organizations? Because you're kind of a resource information source for other people. So how do you find these organizations that are going to help people?
Well, our friend Gayla knows I'm a big networking fan. I love to get, to go to events and everything, and just to get our word out there to help others and everything. So that, and then we hold an annual resource fair in September. That's right around the anniversary of my husband's passing, and we hold it and have a family type event. Resource tables. we have reptiles for the kids. We have face painting and balloons and food and just everything. And we don't charge anything because, like I said, homelessness is a very important topic too. And a lot of these people looking for resources are homeless,
Right.
and stuff. So.
Yeah, and what a difficult situation to be in. I was working with a homeless organization 10, 15 years ago, and even though the people were working, they couldn't save enough money. I mean, even apartments want first, last security deposits, and then your monthly rent on top of that. And it's so hard if you are homeless to try and accumulate all of that while you're staying in a shelter, trying to find transportation to and from a job. So all kinds of resources are needed for those people,
Right.
even though they're trying to so desperately to get back on their feet.
Yeah, exactly. I was at a shelter in Lynn for 9 months. Luckily, I had my own car and had some of my stuff in the car and everything, but so I could leave the shelter and go, being from Winthrop, I could go to Winthrop, and I knew people. I knew the director of the Winthrop Senior Center, so she let me kind of hang out, and I was trying to find, resources and stuff, so, and everything. So.
That's good.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your own show. Yeah,
Yes.
Judy does a cable show where she brings these service organizations, these resource people on to talk about what they do for the various organizations. And you are sitting in my chair for those shows. So let's talk about those.
Sure. Well, the one that's airing right now is on Boston Independent Living. It's a 30-minute resource information show. Should be going until the end of the month, and then for November show is about Alzheimer's, which is so important. It's affected my life, and everybody that I run into, they go, "Oh, thank you for airing this show that's coming up and everything." So it's very important, Alzheimer's and dementia, and it's just horrible. Wish there was a cure for it, but there wasn't. But I started the show in 2010, trying to find help people with resources, and it just kind of took off, and so it'll be 15 years December.
Wow. And you do a monthly show, right? It's monthly.
Yep.
That's a lot of shows.
Yeah, but I enjoy doing it. I meet some very interesting people, and they're so helpful, or they refer, you should do a show on this organization
Certainly,
or
yeah.
whatever, so it all comes around.
Right, makes it easy for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, booking
Sometimes.
your talent.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So what was your first show? Who did you bring on first?
My first one actually was I told my story to the camera and put it out there and everything, and about how it started and all that. And then the second one after that, I think I did it at the Lynn shelter and talked about homelessness and stuff.
So that's a very good point. Do you do them all in studio, or do you do some on out in the field?
I do them basically in studio now, because my director for my show is the director of the Winthrop Senior Center, so he's kind of has a full plate, and it's just hard to go out there. I did do a few out in the field, but not anymore.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And what are the problems that you've encountered along the way?
For myself, or
Well, no, not necessarily your own situation, because, and if you would like to talk about that, you're certainly welcome to. I don't want to put you on the spot. I know it was a very difficult time for you. But no, I was thinking more in terms of finding the people to send to the right organization, and perhaps it's not the right one for them, so they're coming back to you saying they didn't help me at all. Those kind of issues. How do you deal with that?
Well, first off, we tell people we can make a suggestion on, you can check out this organization or check out their website or whatever, but we can't tell them you're going to do this, because that's not right. That's not our place, We don't want to get in trouble either. So, but I usually will tell them a few organizations, a few places, and just making suggestions stuff. So I said, if they can't help you, then somebody else might be able to, or something. Somebody basically in Boston, I'm sure, will always be able to help.
And how do people mostly get in contact with you?
On our website, or they Google us. Yeah. So.
And how many people do you typically talk to in a month?
Probably not quite a half a dozen, but a few people.
So a couple of week
Yeah.
people checking in, trying to find
Yeah.
some help. And do you find that these people come from a referral, i.e. word of mouth, where someone who was helped sees somebody else and they're looking for help and they, oh, you should talk to Judy, you know, that kind of thing?
Yeah, somebody has always, said, somebody told me I should call you about this or something like that. So I'm going, oh, okay, so our organization's name is out there. So.
What do you get the most calls about?
Elderly and homelessness. Yeah.
What in particular with the elderly?
Just that they're looking for someplace for their aunt or their mom, some kind of assisted living type thing. So, we refer people.
Yeah, it's a shame that that has gotten so expensive and out of the reach of so many who need it. So, I mean, we're all getting there, right? We're all going to be there eventually.
Right.
But the costs do not seem to be keeping in line with affordability. So,
Yeah.
so I'm sure that's a big one.
Yeah. So we another thing that we do for the nonprofit, we do a lot of service projects for the organizations that are with us, and which is so nice to give back to them. The Bruce Way for Women, the organization that I just mentioned earlier, and our nonprofit, we're going to get together and make lunch bags for My Brother's Table, that people that grab and go. And so we're going to make 100 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and stuff. So that's nice to, come together and help out. We do other service projects around, and we do some volunteering for one of my favorite nonprofits. No names. I can take away, the nonprofit part, but my buddy Connor's Kindness Project. They're based in Linfield, and we deliver kindness kits to shelters and hospitals.
And what is a kindness kit?
It has little goodies in it for the kids, nothing edible.
So it's for children.
It's for children, but their eyes just light up when they are given this red box that just have little things in it, that unbelievable. Connor's Kindness also does essential bags. And in fact, I'm going to be delivering some tomorrow and Thursday to some of the organizations and that need them, especially getting close to wintertime, or the way things are for a lot of people. They're hard up and stuff. So
Right.
yeah, so I love this organization.
Yeah, it's great, especially with kids. My church participates in St. Richard's in Danvers participates in a program to send Christmas gift boxes to nations where children aren't getting any Christmas gifts, and it's a shoebox, and every parishioner takes a shoebox home and puts stuff in it for a child, whether it's clothing or toys or food or whatever. And it's amazing when you think about it. This shoebox full of stuff is all they're getting for Christmas, And you're right. It's the joy that you're bringing to a child who has nothing or very little, next to nothing, and it doesn't take a whole lot to make their lives better.
Yeah.
And so it's a wonderful program to participate in, just as I imagine that is for them.
Yeah. If people want to check out their website, well, they're on social media, but it's connorskindnessproject.org.
So let's talk about the volunteers, since you had mentioned it earlier. Do you need volunteers as well as trying to secure volunteers for these organizations?
Sometimes on my board, we're all volunteers. Even myself, I don't get paid for it. It's, I wouldn't take any money for it. It's all give back. And people, will reach out and say, hey, can I volunteer for this event or that event? And sure, we won't turn anybody away and stuff. Next thing that we have coming up is our big spring fundraiser in April, and that's the comedy show at Giggles and stuff. Yeah, everybody knows Giggles.
Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
and it's great. Pizza and comedy and raffles and stuff. So that's always the end of April. And Steve, the owner of Prince, and Mike, the owner of Giggles, are humongous helps. So shout out to them.
Yep. Yeah, Prince Pizza right on Route 1 in Saugus. You can't miss it, Leaning Tower. Can't miss it going down Route 1.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, I've talked to both of them a few weeks ago, and we're in the book for our fundraiser, and so we're a go.
So that's April of 2026.
Yes.
Yeah, great. Yeah, so write that in your calendars, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure Danvers will air the flyer for us.
Yeah, absolutely. One fundraiser a year?
The big one, yeah. We had a restaurant one in Winthrop, small key, low key one and stuff, and then that's basically it, and then the resource fair and stuff. So.
Good. So I noticed you brought a pamphlet with you today, which is great because I know you've been dying to do this for a while, to put a printed. So this is connecting people with resources for homelessness, low income, mental health, recovery, domestic violence, elderly, and much, much more. And it lists some of the organizations in it that are providing those resources for you. Gives lots of information, and I know having a hard copy, this has all been available on her website, but to have a hard copy that you can go to these resource fairs, leave on a table, have people take away with them is great. When did you come out with those?
Well, this is a new version because we changed our logo too and stuff. So
Oh, that's true, you did.
yeah, well, it was the logo was my husband's picture,
Right.
and it'll always be about him. But I said let's do something because butterflies are very important to me, and our colors are blue and green and stuff. So
Good.
I decided to change it a little bit better.
Yeah, it looks great.
Thank you.
Yeah, the old logo had her husband's picture on it with the hands underneath and the butterfly coming out of that. So, so it was a good logo, but I like this one. That's nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, very good.
And so it has our contact info on it, and our about volunteering and our mission statement and everything on this.
Good, 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 good. What else would you like to talk about? What else can we share with the public?
That they can go on our website. It's twctin.org, and if anybody has any questions, my phone number is 617-462-5719. And I love doing this. I mean, you never know who you're going to help or who you're going to meet that needs a little push and stuff.
Right. And just to add, I think, and you tell me if I'm wrong, but that you're not anticipating the need for any of these services, perhaps, and then all of a sudden, one day, something happens, and you are now in need of services. So that's what happened to you, and so it can happen to anybody at any point in time. So the ability to help others while you can, hence the name, those who can for those in need, it's a great name and a great volunteer opportunity or donation opportunity. If you go to the website, there's a donation button. You can click right on it and donate money to Judy's organization. You can also go to any of the websites listed there. All the resources are by type, and like homelessness, for example, and you can donate to that if that's an important cause for you or a resource that you want to build up. So, so donate the money, volunteer your time, help others while you can, because we never know when that might be us who's in need.
Exactly, exactly. It can happen to anybody being homeless and everything. I didn't anticipate that, you know, and stuff, but it did, and I came out of it.
Yeah, and Alzheimer's, you mentioned that's certainly becoming more and more prominent. So again, we might all be in store for that. And elderly, we're all getting there one way or another. So yeah, a lot of it isn't devastating, but it's still resources you need to find. So, so that's good.
Yeah.
Well, Judy, thanks for coming in. This has been wonderful. I really appreciate having you on the show today. Good luck with your shows. Continue them for many, many more months. And for those of you watching, please go to the website, check out everything that Judy's organization does and all the resources that may be in need of your help. And thanks for watching us, and we'll see you next month.